I'm Chris, you're watching FRAG-MENTAL. You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, they know who I am.
Yes. He's the Fragrance Apprentice, and he just happens to be here, so we thought we'd do this video together. So we are going to be talking about Roja Parfums, Burlington 1819, the latest release. So if you want to hear our thoughts, stay tuned to FM.
Oh yes, and what a release it is.
So George, thanks for agreeing to do this review with me. I always love doing a review with a mate.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to be here, as always. You know, I mean, you are FRAG-MENTAL after all.
Yep.
And it's just wonderful. And what a fragrance you've presented to me to review today.
Yeah, George is here with me for the weekend, and he wasn't familiar with this scent, but he's been wearing it this weekend. And well, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so kind of my favourite Roja of all time. Like, whoa, you know?
I sprayed this on George yesterday. I know when George likes a fragrance because he smells it and then he
Do I do that?
He does that. He just looks at me, he doesn't say anything, and then he goes, bro. No, he goes, no.
Yeah, I was like, you're joking.
No.
I was like, you're joking.
When
mate.
George does that, I know he likes a fragrance. So we sprayed this a couple of days ago, and you really enjoyed it. Now, are you generally a fan of Roja Parfums?
Well, I mean, I know, well, yeah, I love the quality, and I don't know, I actually feel as though they were almost a bit too fancy for me, and I'm pretty fancy. But I do feel, honestly, I think that I told you this the other day, I said I'm sometimes intimidated by watching like Stanley Kubrick films, because I want to be a filmmaker, and they're just like, you know, the magnum opus of cinema. And I feel that a bit with Roja and Xerjoff to a degree, where they're just like, they're so high quality, I'm almost intimidated by them. But you know, I love Danger, I love Creation.
Yeah,
I love the Parfum cologne version of so I've always been aware of. I mean, how can you miss Roja Dove? You know,
made such a mark on the industry in such a relatively short period of time. And I think that is, you know, that speaks of the quality.
Well, he's an absolute gent and quite an inspiration to people who are starting up, who, you know, don't have maybe too much, but then they can grow into something that's amazing.
Yeah.
But
so I think we love the brand. I think that's safe to say.
We're
both big
it's not
fans of the
that.
brand.
It's not just that I love the brand. I really respect the brand. I really respect like how far he pushes his fragrances with quality. But this, right? And this one's cheating for me, because this is my type of DNA.
Yeah.
Right. I love woody citruses.
Yeah.
Right. Those are some of my favourite of all time fragrances. And when I smell this, I mean, this is some of the highest praise I could give a bottle. I'm getting Millicent Imperial vibes.
Which, if you don't know, is, you know, George has proclaimed is his favourite fragrance of all time. So that says a lot about this one. It's
just like, it's everything that I want in a woody citrus fragrance, right? But it's just on another level. Yeah. It's on another level. And
of quality. The quality raises that level, doesn't it? You look at the note breakdown and you think, okay, you know, it sounds nice.
I can imagine it's
good.
timid. Yeah. I can imagine it's a very timid note breakdown. It's something that you'd look at and go, okay, you know, I've seen this before. But it's just the blend, the style, and the quality, and the oomph. You know, like that is just solid.
Since we're talking about the note breakdown, I think this would be a good opportunity to just show you the presentation of this bottle, and as we do so, I will let you know the notes.
Well, yes, you do that thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's quite iconic.
I say,
isn't it?
Let's take a look at the bottle and the notes. So the notes in Burlington 1819 are grapefruit, lime, mandarin, bitter orange. It's very citrus heavy up top, and there's also some mint. Ginger, cinnamon, cumin, saffron, patchouli, oak moss, rum, tobacco, cedarwood, cashmere wood, benzoin, vanilla, labdanum, ambergris, and musk.
I love it when you do that. I love it when you zoom in and it's all the notes and everything. It's such an iconic FRAG-MENTAL thing.
It's my little signature edit, that, I think.
I've got to say though, I am surprised by those notes, because I thought that I was getting vetiver. I thought I was getting rooty. You know, that sort of, you know what I mean? Like that rooty vetiver, but vetiver's not listed.
Yeah, there's a slight green earthiness to it. I guess, yeah, but not in the smoky vetiver kind of way. Sometimes vetiver can be a little smoky to me.
I'm talking rooty, grassy, smooth.
So I think it's the oak moss. I think the green grassy aspect to this fragrance is probably the oak moss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is what seems to add a lot of quality to this fragrance.
I need this.
Yeah.
I need this in my life though. Like.
Yeah. I mean, it comes in
vibe.
with these beautiful smooth citruses, and it's not a tart, sharp
That's fabulous.
citrus. They're very smooth. You get a bit of grapefruit and the mandarin, and just a little bit of mint sprinkled on there as well, which just helps give it even more of a kick.
I mean, it's just like, all right, to put it in the best way that I could, this just to me has every element of like all those classic kind of colognes, woody, citrus colognes. It has every like all of the iconic beats and notes. Like you can all of the fragrance houses like Acqua di Parma is used, and Xerjoff, and
the classical timeless
the
type
classical
of clean cologne
timeless,
notes.
those things.
Yeah,
and it has all of those stars in alignment, and you've created this. This is the closest thing. This is the closest thing I would say to perfection. I think I like this maybe. I think I like this actually more than you like it potentially. I
love it, but
I just think it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's cheating. It's everything that I like in this genre of fragrance.
Yeah.
Rolled into a perfect kind of gig, you know.
Now, notes that I want to talk about is you see rum and you see tobacco in a note breakdown, and I would often think boozy, rich, slightly creamy, smooth, woody, resinous, but it's not that type of fragrance. It's not that profile of fragrance, is it?
Especially the rum, that's the most surprising note out of all.
Yeah.
I mean, there's depth.
It's not a boozy fragrance to me.
There's depth and there's woodiness and there is all that. But yeah, it is a sort of clear-cut, textbook, perfected woody citrus. And the great thing with that is that if you, dear viewer, are watching this, I could recommend this if you like Aventus and Millis Imperial, but I could also recommend this to you if you like Calvin Klein CK1 and Calvin Klein Eternity. It's that sort of range, and it encompasses so much to the point where this will have a large audience.
Yeah,
right?
it's easy to wear. It's mass appealing, but not in a generic way at all. It's
No,
high quality, it's luxurious, but it's easy to wear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah, so it's got a widespread appeal, but it's super duper high quality. I'm going to say this, right? There are fragrance companies that would kill to have something like this. They try to get fragrances like this all the time, where it's widespread.
Yeah.
And almost anybody can smell this and appreciate it.
Yeah.
But the quality is so high and so well done.
It stands out.
And it stands out.
Now,
That is lightning in a bottle.
In terms of the profile of the scent, I wouldn't say that it's as bold and statement making as something like Enigma or Reckless or fragrances of that ilk. But it makes a statement in its
simplicity.
But the quality on that simplicity as well. I think those two things combined do make it very noticeable, because I'm smelling it coming off you now, and I just think it smells like a fragrance that I would want to comment on. I would want to say, what are you wearing? If
you'd been wearing this, I'd been like, dude.
Yeah.
You know, as I say, apparently, like, I'd be like, yeah, what are you wearing?
So we like it, and so the profile, just to sum up, the overall profile it's citrusy, fresh citrusy, but with some woody depth and with the mossy greenness in there as well. I think that's the best way I could describe it.
Textbook woody citrus taken to the nth degree of quality. This, and I've not worn it out, but man, I can imagine this is a compliment monster. You know, I can imagine that. Yeah.
Not in a juvenile, fun, clubby, sweet fragrance type of way, but in a, you dressed up, much how we kind of are now, and you're going out to a classy venue, and you want to smell like you look, and you want your scent to reflect and resonate with the venue that you're in. I think this works.
I mean, I've got an ascot. I've got my velvet waistcoat. I've got I should be the model for this fragrance.
I cannot. You should be the advert. If there's a TV advert for this fragrance, it would be George. The way he's dressed right now. All right, so we've talked about the profile of the fragrance. Now, in terms of the performance, let's get into the fragment. So
I don't know that much. You know, I've only
no.
been able to
So
wear it
these
a
are
few times,
more
yeah.
first impressions for you.
Sure,
but
yeah.
I've worn this on a few occasions, and so I'll give you my take on the performance. So I think it projects pretty well. I don't think it's a massive projector. I think I would estimate it's maybe a meter, maybe two. Hard to say, but that's what my best guess would be. So it does project, but it's not filling a room. It's not like you smelled Diaghilev, didn't you? And Diaghilev fills a room.
Yeah.
This is not that strength of fragrance. It doesn't have that potency. It's more subtle. It's more refined than Diaghilev. And then, but the longevity is great. You know, you're going to get as much longevity as you kind of want out of a fragrance. You're going to get around 8 to 10 hours. So it projects nicely, if a little subtly. But I think that adds refinement, and the longevity is great.
It's too much.
It's going to last.
Too
Yeah,
much.
it lasts. You can tell with the quality of the ingredients is why it lasts. I think you get good.
I could
longevity.
imagine. I mean, this is something that I mean, this would absolutely dominate like my spring list. I could imagine summer list. I can imagine it does very well in the high heat. But you know, it's it's a cooler September day despite the sunlight, and it's been good. I can smell it. You can smell it on me.
It's working.
So you know, there's definitely a really good potential from where I'm standing of good solid performance.
Yeah.
And there are those deeper notes that will carry on.
Which is why I think I'll enjoy wearing this through the autumn as well. I think, for me, that kind of green mossiness will, yes, brilliant for spring, but I think, you know, autumnal as well.
Yeah, man.
You like it?
Man,
you
I
can smell
love
it.
this. I love this.
Hey, well, you know, I'm glad I could introduce you to it. I love it when you introduce someone to a fragrance that they really enjoy. It's quite a special
Well,
thing.
I kind of did that with you today with, I can say SM.
SM
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what's the point of being fragrance friends if we aren't going to introduce each other to these wonderful fragrances?
Absolutely.
But for real,
It's part of the magic.
like no joke, I'd actually do like a review of this separately on my channel.
Yeah.
You know, because I really got a vibe for it. Yeah.
I think you could wear this as a daily scent, but I think equally it's versatile enough to wear it as
No, this is my signature. This is my
an evening scent, formal scent. I think it's got that DNA that it is very versatile.
I think that it's got a lot of versatility, but I prefer it to. I wouldn't have it as a night out scent necessarily. I'd have it as a day. I see myself spraying this at sunrise. You know, just get it out and go for it. Yeah, it's a sunrise scent for me. And I'd wear it throughout the day, and I'd wear it as a signature. And that's what I'd do. Night out, it doesn't have that potential for me.
It depends on the style of night out. You know, if you're going to a nice restaurant with a Michelin-starred restaurant for a 7-course taster meal in Edinburgh, for example, which one day maybe I can afford to do that.
Oh my goodness!
Some high rollers have already done that. Mr. Fragrance Apprentice. I mean, what about for that? A 7-course taster meal in a Michelin-starred restaurant? I think that would be perfect.
If I'd taken my good friend to that 7-course Michelin-star restaurant in Edinburgh, I wore Roja. I wore Enigma. I had to wear Roja because that's the only thing that can work with that. But yeah, I would have worn this. I would have totally worn this.
Okay, great. So if you did want to buy this, I think it's done better than Roger expected. I think it's currently sold out on their website, so check it. Keep checking the website for stock. But you're going to be paying $295 for 100ml.
Bargain.
Yeah.
No, honestly though, look. All right, fine. That's an intimidating price, and it's scary.
Well, for some people, yeah.
For some people, not so much. But look, this is what you get. You get what you pay for. You know what I mean? It really is. And high quality ingredients, an evolving scent, one of the most beautiful bottles you could have. Sure, it's a lot of money, but you get what you pay for, and you only live once. And I'd buy that. I mean, I really love that. So yeah, just whatever.
That's it. If a scent really resonates with you and you absolutely adore it, and you think it works for you, then whatever the price, if you can save up for it or whatever, if you've got the money right there, you're going to get the value if you enjoy it.
I mean, people are always going to pay for things that they care about, and I mean, how much is an iPhone? You know what I mean? Like people pay crazy amounts of money for things
and keep it for 2-3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to potentially last you a lifetime.
I mean,
depending on how much you spray it.
I don't know. I spray a lot. I'd spray a lot with this one. But yeah, look, I just think I'm blown away, and I'm not easily blown away by fragrances anymore because I smell a lot, and I feel as though you have to get up very early in the morning to present me with a fragrance where I'm like, oh wow, unique. But that is it's just kind of nailed every point that I want out of a scent of this genre.
And because this weekend here was the first time you smelled it, I hope that you have a lovely scent memory for the rest of the occasions that you may wear this fragrance. You'll always remember this weekend. And that's the great thing about scent,
potentially,
isn't it?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I plan to make a lot of different and eclectic memories with this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You'll be in there somewhere though, don't worry.
I'm in there, so I'm the first memory. So there you go. I think we're going to wrap things up there. Thanks, George, for sharing your opinions on that.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed seeing this little collaboration, and I hope that's given you all the information you wanted about this fragrance. If we didn't cover anything, please just throw that down in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer it, and so will George as well. So,
legit, can I spray again?
Of course, you can spray it as much as you like.
How much per spray? You send me an invoice, all right?
I'll be invoicing you at the end of the video. So there you go. Man. As he sprays away, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. It's always appreciated. Remember, keep tuning into FM.
And keep smelling good.
I'll see you in the next one.